started, was it like a month ago now, maybe?
I think so.
We were at Autumnwood, and it was Friday, and we were, Kevin and Shai were just saying that they were going to go around praying for everybody. And so I was kind of in the back and just kind of praying. And then all of a sudden Kevin comes up to me and he like puts his hand on me and he just says, "I'm excited for your intimacy with God." And I was kind of like, that's all okay, great. You know, like, and I was just like, I was kind of thinking around it because I was like, okay, I've been trying in this area, like, I don't know what else I could do, you know? And so it was just like speaking towards that. And then, yeah, I know what to say next. So the next part of that was we're at service a while later, and I was leaving, and it was kind of odd for me to think this way, but in my car I was just kind of thinking, I was like, God, why have I felt you in so many places, like in service, in my car, at a coffee shop, but not in my room when I try to spend my alone time with you. And right after I said that, the song called Abba came on, and when that song first played, I had listened to it before, but a few weeks prior, I like actually had the butterfly feelings towards God. And I was like, oh, I've never had this. This is amazing, like I was actually like falling in love with God. And then he just very softly spoke to me and said, that's because that's where the abuse happened. And I like gasped, and I like had to spit up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I put up a wall around my intimate space because that was always intruded when I was younger, And so in my mind, I was like, God, you can't come in here, like, I have to keep this safe, whatever. But he is safe. And so I was blocking myself from safety.
Jesus.
And he's not a man that he would do those things. And so I was like, okay, Lord. And I had just I asked him to just speak to me in his word, and I opened up to where he died on the cross in John. And I was like, okay, like I know that's true, but I'm not feeling it, but I know it, so I'm gonna, keep believing in that. And then, I don't know, I try not to get my head too wrapped around, like, I have to figure this thing out, because, like, I'm not feeling it, but I'm, like, starting to get it, kind of, not get in my head and try to make myself do it. And so I've just kind of, like, let it slowly just happen. And every time I entered my room, I'd be like, okay, God, you want to come? And just, like, come with me, And then the other night, I was in my room and I was reading through 1 Thessalonians, and I read 4 and 5. Okay, well, I'll come back to this. So just now Cheyenne had asked us about what would it take to be thankful in every moment. And I was asking God, I was like, that's something that he's been telling me to be thankful in everything, because I feel like I was thankful in some things, but other things not. And I was like, God, what is that? What am I missing? What is that? And I just kind of felt him saying, like, you have to trust that my love is real and that it's actual. And so I said that, and Cheyenne was like, well, ask him to show you that. I was like, okay. So I was just kind of here, just like, God, I know you're real. You've been there in so many things. Like, I know it, but help my heart and my mind to have you as more real than what's around me. And so I was flipping to try to get to where everyone was, and I flipped to Jeremiah, and he says, I have loved you, my people, with an everlasting love. With unfailing love, I have drawn you to myself. Like, he actually loves. And it's not just like what we say love and we turn around and do something else. It's like he has always loved us. Like, that's why he created us, to love us. And then when I was still here, Cheyenne pointed out, she had said a verse and I didn't quite catch it, and she just said my name. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, I need to turn where they are. She's pointing out something. So I go back to where they are, and I realize it's the passage I had read the other night in my room when I felt God. Like, I actually felt God in my room, in my intimate space. Like, it was just me and him. And it was crazy because, like, I was reading and I was just kind of like, because you know, you can hold up your hand and there's nothing. But I was like holding my hand and I was reading, and then I got to this part and it was just like electricity just like going through my fingers, and I was like, I have not felt that. It was just like so tingling, so intense. And I was like, but my mind and my heart weren't agreeing with what was happening here. Like, I mean, I knew it was there, but I was like, I know you're here, but I'm struggling. And I sent that text to Cheyenne. But tonight she just read, for God chose to save us through our Lord Jesus Christ, not to pour out his anger on us. I just know, like, in the past, like, even just, you know, probably yesterday, like, just all the time, I'm always like, okay, God, like, why aren't you telling me, like, why are you angry with me? Why aren't you mad at me? Like, because I've had so many people in my life turn on me, and that's kind of like, I knew how to deal with that. I knew how to deal with someone's mad or angry or whatever, but I didn't know how to deal with love and someone, like, actually loving me. And he just says, like, he chose not to pour out his anger on us and, like, to love us and to send Christ to die on the cross. And I'm just amazed. Like, he's just so good.